This week we have Venus, planet of love, relationships, and personal resources, as well as Mercury, planet of thoughts, perceptions, and communications, making the rounds, connecting with a lot of other planets. And we have Saturn, Lord of Karma, teacher of karmic lessons, turning back to direct motion. All of this and an empowered moment in my new Intuitive Astrology Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, October 30th through Sunday, November 5th, 2023. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. For this week's Empowered Moment Intuitive Astrology reading, we're going to be using the Archangel Power Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for the main message for everyone. And your message of choice, depending on your stone and crystal that you choose this week, is going to be coming from the Yin Yang Oracle deck by Stellara. So we have a lot of astrology going on this week to talk about. And of course, we want to look at those stones of choice for that special message card later. But before we do any of that, let's go ahead and settle in and do an empowered moment. So if you sit comfortably, or if you choose to recline or lie down, that's fine too. But make sure your legs and arms are uncrossed. Close your eyes, relax your body, and clear your mind of all thoughts. Just focus on the present moment, the here and now. And visualize, sense, see, feel, or just know that you're surrounded in beautiful, etheric, gentle, loving, golden white light. This is the golden white light of God's source energy, universe, great spirit, all that is, whatever you choose to call that energy. And let's start by taking in a deep intentional breath and breathing in, imagining that you're breathing in that etheric golden white light into every cell of your body, breathing in that unconditional love, compassion, healing, guidance, and protection. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine a grounding cord coming out of your root chakra, going down deep through the layers of Earth Mother Gaia, connecting with her crystalline heart chakra at the center of the earth, where she pours forth her nurturing, loving, unconditionally loving, healing energy. And as you sense or feel or know that your grounding cord is now connected to Earth Mother Gaia's heart chakra, I want you to take a deep intentional breath, breathing in her loving, healing elixir of light from her heart chakra all the way up the grounding cord. And as you exhale, it's being dispersed throughout your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. It's being sent forth through all of your chakras. And it's merging with that etheric golden white light of God's source energy, so that you're connected above and below in this beautiful healing energy. And this week, the highlight, astrologically speaking, is Saturn turning back to direct motion at 0 degrees of Pisces. So Saturn is known as the great teacher of karmic lessons. Saturn is about responsibility, structure, and form, but also rules limitation, restrictions, delays, and insecurity. And as Saturn has been traveling the last few weeks through Pisces. He's restructuring our spiritual body. He's restructuring our connection to the divine. But conversely, it might also feel like we are disconnected from the divine, from our angels and guides, or at least hearing their messages, their guidance. And Saturn has been slowing down the last couple of weeks in this retrograde cycle, which started when he was at 7 degrees Pisces. And now he's all the way back to the 0 degree point of Pisces, staying within this sign that rules the spiritual realm, the ethereal realm, the intangible, the unseen, psychic and healing abilities, magic and miracles, but also fears and anxieties, escapism, fantasy, addiction. As Saturn has slowed down, you might feel a heaviness, as Saturn is a heavy planet, and when he slows down to a standstill, feels even heavier. So it might feel like you're being limited or restricted in your forward movement. You might feel stuck as far as the path that you're walking or which direction to go. You might feel a delay where you need to have patience, perseverance, and determination before things can unfold in any particular direction. Saturn is asking that you take responsibility for the lessons that he's showing you, whether those lessons be in career or work, money and finances, partnerships, relationships, or whether it be within your own sense of self, feeling secure within yourself, feeling the ground beneath your feet, feeling a sense of stability and security within the self. So let's intend, as Saturn shifts back to direct motion this week, that things will become lighter and brighter, that there is going to be a huge karmic clearing of this life and past life challenges and obstacles and traumas that we may have gone through. And this huge karmic clearing will alleviate this burdensome, heavy feeling. It will allow for, again, a restructuring of self and a restructuring of our life. Saturn also rules manifestation. So what do you intend to manifest? Or at the very least, what feelings would you like to manifest in your life? So hold that intention and focus on that energy as you take a deep breath. And ask for Saturn, the great teacher, to support you in learning what you need to learn so that you can move forward in a more responsible and structured way. One last deep, healing, cleansing, balancing breath. As you exhale, and in your own time, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. Let's get ready to look at our stones of choice for that special message card a little bit later on. So our first special intention pendant of choice is this mahogany obsidian arrowhead. Now, mahogany obsidian is, as we know it, a black stone. I don't know if you can see in this lighting, but mahogany obsidian is a very dark brown stone in this case with black speckles and spots in it. And again, this is an Indian arrowhead where they carved out of obsidian arrowheads. So this is wrapped in gold wire, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, number of proper use of power on the earthly plane. The qualities of Pluto, planet of transformation and transmuting your own shadow side and lower vibrational energies. The element of earth for restoring harmony to the root chakra and being grounded. The guidance of our Native American ancestors of the light, and the energies of Archangel Michael, Archangel of protection, and the removal of all lower vibrational energies and negative attachments. All right, let's go ahead and look at stone number 2. And I guess I really was drawn to the obsidian this week because this is snowflake obsidian. Now again, obsidian is a pure black stone, but the snowflake obsidian has the little speckles of whitish gray in them, giving it that name, snowflake obsidian. This is wire wrapped with silver and Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 8, number of strength, protection, and power. The qualities of Scorpio for empowerment, transformation, and transmuting lower energies. The element earth again for grounding, security, and manifestation. And the energies again of Archangel Michael, Archangel of psychic protection, and leading one to the next step on their highest and most important destiny path. All right, and then stone number 3 is this beautiful smoky quartz, and this is a feminine smoky quartz because it has a flat bottom instead of a pointed bottom. The pointed bottom would be more of a masculine energy. This is more of a feminine energy, and it's wrapped in gold wire and Reiki charged with the number master number 22, the number of the master builder and manifester and power and protection on all planes. The energies of Pluto, planet of transformation and transmutation of lower vibrational energies. So we have that kind of energy in all 3 of these pendants. Activation of both the crown chakra and the root chakra for opening up to higher universal energies and bringing them down through all of the other chakras to ground them in the 3rd dimensional earth plane. And the guidance and assistance of Archangel Michael for protection and to clear away lower energies. So Archangel Michael, I believe, is in all 3 of these. This one also has the energy of King Solomon called in for his powerful protection, divine magic, and space clearing. So again, our pendants of choice are the mahogany obsidian arrowhead, the snowflake obsidian, and the feminine smoky quartz pendant. Okay, so let's put those aside. Let's talk about the astrology of the week. There's quite a bit going on. We're going to start on Tuesday, the 31st of October, All Hallows Eve, right? And on this day, we have Venus, ruler of love, relationships, money, finances, personal resources of all kinds, our values and how we value ourselves. She's in Virgo, and she's going to be in a positive trine connection to Uranus, the Great Awakener, who is in Taurus. Now, a trine is a positive connection between 2 planets. So here we have Venus, love, relationships, money, and finances, but she's in critical, analytical, logical, discerning Virgo right now. So you can't pull the wool over her eyes at the moment. And she's connecting to Uranus. Uranus is that, again, that great awakener, quick, sudden, unexpected shifts of energy or direction, or quick, sudden, unexpected downloads and channeling of higher information and guidance. It's very future oriented. It's very freedom oriented. It's very liberating. It's very eccentric and unusual and strange and different and sometimes shocking. So there might be something unexpected that occurs within the realm of personal resources, like with our finances, or within the realm of relationships. This could simply be that we're wanting more independence and more freedom right now, and that perhaps we're able to kind of voice our opinion in a better way, because Virgo is an analytical sign that is about communication of logical, analytical sort of processes, mental processes. So again, she's using her powers of discernment, Venus, and she's going to be making some changes, let's just say it that way, with Uranus in the mix. On Wednesday, the 1st of November, we have Mercury, planet of the mental realm, ruling our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications. Right now, Mercury is in the depths of Scorpio, so very deeply perspective, deep insights, very potent communication, very magnetic thoughts when it comes to that Scorpio energy. And Mercury in Scorpio is in an inconjunct, which can be a challenging or difficult connection to Chiron, the wounded healer and shaman in Aries. So I want to say that there is definitely some past life wound healing going on when it comes to our own perceptions and our belief systems and our ways of communicating with other people right now. This could also be what we're perceiving or intuiting, because Mercury in Scorpio, which is a water sign, can be very psychic, very clairsentient, where you feel the energies. And again, there might be a little bit of maybe misunderstanding within ourselves as to what it is we're really picking up, because we're not only picking up other people's feelings and emotions and what they're going through, but with that connection to Chiron, we're also trying to deal with our own past or past life karmic wounds that are coming up that need healing. On Thursday, the 2nd of November, now we have the Sun in Scorpio, and it's opposing Jupiter, planet of expansion, planet of abundance and prosperity, but also the planet that rules our belief systems, our higher learning, higher knowledge, higher understanding. And it is in the grounded sign of Taurus right now. And Taurus is a money sign. It deals with personal resources. And Jupiter in Taurus right now is in retrograde motion. So this process of really being more aware of our belief systems and understanding what our perceptions are all about and how they're relating to other people or circumstances in our lives is magnified while Jupiter is retrograde. That opposition to the Sun in Scorpio, allows us to go even deeper with that process of understanding our belief systems. We might be expanding our mind in more of an intuitive and perceptive way. Our empathic abilities might be heightened. Our shadow side, which Scorpio rules, might be heightened. Where the Sun in Scorpio, the Sun is our individuality and sense of self, and in Scorpio, which is a sign of power and control, or you could say disempowerment versus empowerment, is that we're dealing with, again, our thoughts and perceptions, ways of looking at our personal power, what we think about when we think of our personal power, and where we might have given it away in the past or where we might need to take it back. How empowered do you feel? And Scorpio and Taurus, where the Sun and Jupiter are both money signs too. So there definitely could be some money things going on. Jupiter can expand prosperity and abundance and bring in new resources. Or again, depending on how it's playing out in your particular chart, there could be a feeling of exaggerated drama around money and finances. Now on Saturday the 4th, the highlight of the week is Saturn turning back to direct motion at 0 degrees of Pisces. Again, Saturn is the great teacher of karmic lessons. He does rule karma that's related to our past life experiences. Saturn rules limitation, restriction, obstacles, challenges, delays. But Saturn also rules manifestation and wisdom and spiritual growth. It's about mastery of our challenges and taking responsibility for our own spiritual growth and evolution. Now, again, we already talked about this in the meditation at the beginning of the video, but Saturn, as it's slowing down to turn back to direct motion, has a heavier and heavier and heavier kind of feeling on us. We're feeling a little bit burdened, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, maybe even physically feeling heavy. Maybe our physical body. Actually, Saturn does rule the physical body. So we might be going through some sort of physical purge. We might be going through a karmic spiritual purge. So know that if you're experiencing anything as such, that might be part of it. It might be a good time to do a little bit of a dietary cleanse and try to do a little bit of movement and exercise and breathing techniques. Although, again, you might feel a little more physically tired or challenged in your energy. You might feel a little bit more depressed because Saturn kind of is that, again, heavy sort of depressive kind of feeling. But as it shifts back to direct motion, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks, when it starts slowly picking up speed and moving forward from 0 degrees Pisces and on through the next few degrees, hopefully we'll feel lighter and lighter, and hopefully we'll have done a big karmic purge or karmic cleansing of this and previous lifetime karmic challenges. And we don't even need to know exactly consciously what they all are. Just intend that you're doing a kind of a karmic cleanse of energies that you no longer need. I would actually pull cords, do some healing as far as either doing healing on yourself or going to a healer. Again, pulling cords, removing kind of restrictions with that Saturn turning direct. It also means, too, that any feeling of being blocked or delayed once it turns back to direct motion, and again, it might take 2, 3, 4 weeks or more, but those feelings of restriction and limitation and delay will start to lift, and we'll start to be able to feel like we can now move forward. The key is here restructuring your life and restructuring yourself. Where might you need to restructure an aspect of your life, or restructure your belief systems, or restructure your emotional body? Those are the things you want to focus on during this time. Also on Saturday the 4th, we have Mercury in Scorpio, which we already said he rules the mental realm. And now it's opposing Uranus, okay? So back on Wednesday, it was connecting to Chiron, the wounded healer of past life wounds. Now Mercury is opposing Uranus, which again, the Great Awakener, it's opening us up to new revelations, new epiphanies, new insights. We have a download of information coming to us, or a download of information even from our subconscious self that might be coming up in order for us to be more aware on a higher dimensional level of the processes going on in our psyche. On Sunday the 5th, we've got Mars, the warrior, in Scorpio. So a lot of Scorpio energy going on this week. Mars is the planet of energy, action, and forward movement. Scorpio is a fixed water sign. So Mars is going to be very persevering, very determined, very passionate as he wants to move forward in this sign of Scorpio. It's going to be very connected to the shadow aspects of life, our anger, our frustrations, maybe our anxieties, our sense of power and disempowerment, because Mars again is the warrior. He wants to feel empowered, but it's in an inconjunct to Chiron. So again, it's bringing up some past life wounds here regarding our sense of self, independence, self-identity, courage, confidence. And Mars is going to want to plow through that and bring healing to those areas. Again, Mars in Scorpio is very passionate, but you also have to watch for it to be sometimes overly explosive or aggressive. So just be aware of those tendencies either within yourself or with others. Now, I am going to jump ahead to next week for a minute because I want to talk about Monday the 6th just briefly. And the reason why is because this week, We already spoke of Venus, planet of love, relationships, money, and finances, on Tuesday connecting with Uranus, and then on Friday connecting with Neptune. On Monday the 6th, Venus in Virgo is going to connect with Pluto. All of these are the outer planets. All of these means there's something on a higher evolutionary level that's going on as we awaken, as things are revealed, as old addictive tendencies in relationships or with our finances are exposed, where boundaries need to be better set. And with Pluto here at the end, going into like Sunday, going into Monday, again, she's going to want to take her power back and be empowered. And that's going to kind of end the connections that Venus is going to make before she ends up moving into the next sign of the zodiac, which is Libra, one of her home signs, which again is going to be next week. So that's a little bit of astrologically what's going on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for this week. All right, so let's turn over the first card. Okay, the first card is the Eight of Gabriel. This is like the Eight of Wands or the Eight of Fire in the traditional tarot. And you can see there's an angel here in the sky, Gabriel. There's a lot of eight like birds kind of flying around, but they're not in any particular pattern. They're just kind of all around a little bit, chaotic here. The number 8 in numerology is about our power, disempowerment, empowerment, where we give away our power, where people have taken our power. It's about money and finances, career. It's about our life purpose. It's about owning our own authority, being a leader, taking a stand. And the message at the bottom of this card says a great deal of activity, which is typically what the Eight of Wands is about, that there's a flurry of activity. There's things going on in all different directions. It's almost a little chaotic with the Eight of Wands. So a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results. I'm going to say sudden and unexpected events, okay? And then important communication. Of course, Archangel Gabriel is the archangel of messages and communication coming in. So watch for a flurry of activity with information coming in, with communication from other people coming in, with, again, chaotic kinds of events or circumstances unfolding, and just this very kind of, again, chaotic energy. And some of it may deal with money, finance, career, or your personal power. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. The next card came out as 2 cards. So the first of those 2 cards, okay, we do have Major Arcana 13. Now, in the traditional tarot, this is known as the Death card. In this deck, it's called Peace. And this is ruled by Archangel Azrael. Archangel Azrael is known as the angel that assists souls in crossing over from this third dimensional reality to the next plane of existence. Archangel Azrael can also help us with the grieving process. So she not only helps those souls or pets, the souls of our pets, cross over, but she also helps those that are, if you want to say, left behind in this third dimensional world. She helps us with the grieving process. And this isn't just grieving who has crossed over or the pets that have crossed over, but this is grieving old circumstances and situations that have come to an end, that are no longer valid in our life. So there's this death and rebirth process going on within the situations and circumstances, possibly relationships in our lives. The message at the bottom says, release the past. There is more enriching, let's see if I can say that. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. So there's this feeling of surrender here. Let go and let God. You have to trust and have faith and just surrender. This is a karmic number in numerology, karmic number 13, which is very similar to the Death card in its expression. Death, rebirth, transformation, regeneration, transmutation, transmuting lower vibrational energies. And again, the fact that it says it's called peace on this card, it's like once we release the old, once that transformation takes place and the dust kind of settles, once we go through the grieving process that Archangel Azrael is helping us to go through, we can kind of breathe a sigh of relief is kind of how it feels. We're going to breathe a sigh of relief on some level. Yes, we might be grieving something that is no longer, but there's also going to be more of a sense of peace that comes into our lives. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the card that came out with this particular card. Okay, another major arcana. This is major arcana number 8. Now in this deck, it's called Justice. This is one of the 2 cards in the tarot that different tarot decks interchange. Because in some tarot decks, Major Arcana 8 is the Strength card, which kind of shows Leo the lion with the woman or the maiden. And then Major Arcana 11 is the Justice card. But this particular deck, the Archangel Power Tarot cards, it's Major Arcana 8 that is the Justice, the Scales of Justice. And hence, Major Arcana 11 in this deck is going to be the Strength card. So we have to read this as the Justice card that it is, which seems to go very well with this death, rebirth, transformation, regeneration, surrender, grieving process kind of energy. Justice to me means the karmic scales are rebalancing. It's like whatever transformation is happening, and this, of course, comes after the eclipses that we had in October, which I should have mentioned as we were going through the astrology. But last week we had a full moon lunar eclipse, right? So that brought in some endings, releasing, completion energies, healing energies. And of course, the solar eclipse we had earlier on in October initiated some sort of new beginning energy. But this death card sort of signifies these eclipse energies. And as a result, the karmic scales are being rebalanced. There's something that's rebalancing itself on a higher universal level with this Justice card. This is ruled by Archangel Raguel. And Raguel is kind of like the diplomatic, mediator, legal counselor kind of archangel. So he helps to mediate situations where there's an imbalance between 2 or more parties, where there might be maybe some power and control issues, as there often is in a legal matter, right, or a legal battle. So he's helping us to kind of bring kind of peace, which is interesting because this card is called Peace. But he's helping us to bring more of a sense of peace and balance and mutual empowerment and mutual understanding. And again, this rebalancing of the scales. It says at the bottom, fight for justice and equality, which is, again, the sign of the scales, which is ruled by Libra, right? And we just came out of Libra season. Next week, Venus is going to go into Libra, but this is fight for justice and equality, rulings that are made in your favor, and don't give up. So don't give up, persevere, hold your power, because the number 8 in numerology is all about being empowered and being a leader and taking charge of your life. It's a very masculine energy, which is why it rules our money and finances and our career and our life purpose, because it's that masculine, go and get it kind of energy and take charge energy. But here I feel like there's a little need to do both. The scales is the balance of the masculine and the feminine. So go after what is right or take some sort of action, but also the other side, the feminine side of the scale, the yin side of the scale of justice, is surrender and faith and trust and allowing things to kind of realign in such a way that it benefits you in some way, shape, or form. All the while, again, we're looking for this justice and equality in matters with other people or with the circumstances and situations in our lives where we want to take back our power and feel empowered. And again, don't give up, stand strong. Let's look at the last card. Okay, the last card is another major arcana, so a very important week as far as the evolution and growth of our soul when we see lots of major arcanas. This is major arcana 7, the Chariot, with Archangel Metatron. Archangel Metatron actually rules the Akashic records, your Akashic records. And he was also a scribe, right? He lived an earthly lifetime where he was a scribe and kept records, kept organized records of things while he was a human. Hence is why he was put in charge of the Akashic records, or the books of life, the book of your life, the book of your soul's experiences through all your lifetimes. Now, the Chariot is often shown just like this, with somebody in a chariot, and there's a black horse and a white horse pulling the chariot forward. One horse is usually going off in one direction and the other horse going off in the other. This one looks to me like they're not that far off from going in different directions. They almost look pretty aligned and moving forward. So this feels again like once Saturn turns back to direct motion, once the obstacles or delays or limitations are lifted a little bit with that shift in direction, we can now move forward like the chariot. We can now start to slowly proceed on our path. And it says at the bottom, determination and self-control. So we have to, again, have perseverance, patience, determination, keep going, don't give up, don't throw in the towel. Just like this card, Justice, says don't give up. So similar message here, determination and self-control, meaning don't allow your emotions to get swayed off balance or off kilter, just like these scales of justice, right? We want to stay on an even keel. So have that self-control with how you respond either to someone else or within yourself. It does say career advancement. I'm going to just say advancement in different areas of your life. Doesn't have to necessarily be career. Maybe it's advancement with a financial matter. Maybe it's an advancement in a new direction, in a relationship, or some sort of other new beginning that maybe was activated when we had the solar eclipse. And then it says at the end, acknowledgement of success by others. So others are starting to recognize us, see us, and follow us, just like they're going to follow the chariot, right? Just like this angel is in the coach here and kind of following the lead of the horses here. The black horse is known as the horse kind of our ego or shadow side. The white horse, our higher self, or more spiritual energies. But see, they have to work together. We can't get rid of the ego. We can't say that the ego is bad or that the shadow is even bad. The shadow is here to teach us certain lessons, like Saturn, the great teacher of lessons. He's not a bad planet, although a lot of people don't like Saturn or fear Saturn, but he's here to teach us wisdom and mastery. And that's kind of what our own shadow is here to teach us, right? So let's move forward with more, I want to say, connection to our truth through our Akashic records. The Akashic records can talk about the past, but also can talk about the potential for the future. So let's call in Archangel Metatron to help guide us forward in the best possible way on our soul's journey here as we move forward. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the special message card depending on your stone of choice. Those people that chose the mahogany obsidian arrowhead, what is their message for this week? Mahogany obsidian arrowhead. This one's calling my attention. Detachment, and then it says cold at the bottom. Now Saturn can be a cold and kind of detached from emotion kind of planet. So I feel like you're supposed to be more aware of this energy within yourself. I don't think necessarily it's telling you to be cold and detached, but that we might have these feelings of being disconnected in some way. Saturn has that. Again, Saturn is so earthly in nature that sometimes we feel disconnected from source, disconnected from the light, disconnected from our own heart. And I feel like this is just a message letting you know that that might be something that you're dealing with or feeling this week, that you're feeling that kind of coldness, heaviness, detachment from yourself or from your life. So the intention has to be the opposite. We have to plant the intention here. And actually next week, right, we're going to be coming into a new moon. So I want to say probably throughout the next few days until we come to that new moon, we might be asked to look a little bit deeper at this feeling of disconnection and why it might be here. What are we running from, or what are we fearful of, or what are we anxious or depressed about? How can we reconnect to our higher soul self? How can we reconnect to our heart chakra, and the unconditional love and compassion within us? How can we open up and kind of become warm again, if you will? All right, let's put that back in case somebody else gets it. And then we're going to look at the special message for the Snowflake Obsidian people. Snowflake Obsidian people for this week, special message. This one's calling my attention right here, if I can get it out of there. Assistance with your spirit guides. Okay, this is a great card. Now, in order to receive that assistance, you have to ask for the assistance, right? Oftentimes our angels, guardian angels, spirit guides, they can't interfere with our free will unless we're asking for help or assistance. So if you need healing, ask for healing assistance. If you need guidance, ask for that guidance. If you need some sort of message of direction and clarity, ask for that. But call in, whether it's the archangels, the ascended masters, your ancestors of the light, the healers of the light, your own higher soul self, Mother Mary, Master Jesus, God, whatever you want to call in of the light, make sure that you're calling that in and asking for that assistance that you're seeking. This feels like we're seeking some divine feminine guidance. So unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness. Again, the opening of the heart chakra, some of that gentle, supportive, caring kind of energy here. Ask for your angels and guides to wrap a warm blanket of love around you if you're going through a hard or challenging time, but definitely ask for their assistance. All right, and then the last stone of choice was the feminine smoky quartz pendant. So, special message for the feminine smoky quartz. So this one just is sticking right up here. Remember, I'm going to say remember who you are, because that's the phrase I heard. Remember an awakening. So remember your connection to the divine. Remember that you're a sacred soul. Remember that you have the power of the universe within your heart. Awaken to your hopes and dreams and wishes. Awaken to your gifts and talents and abilities. Help to awaken others. Help them to remember who they are. Lend a helping hand out to other people that you see maybe are struggling, or reach out if you're struggling and ask again for other people to assist, help, and support you. Remember that you're not alone. Remember that you have people, hopefully family and friends, but at the very least, your angels and guides and healers of the light. You have these energies to help and assist you to awaken to the next step of your highest and most important destiny path. So I hope everybody has liked and enjoyed this weekly Empowered Moments Intuitive Astrology reading. Sending you all lots of love and light and many, many blessings till we meet again next week, but also next month for November's reading. Namaste, everyone.